So I went and bought something new, some new scenery for the sim today, and it's something or a scenery very close to my heart is Ireland West Airport, also known as Knock International. Well, Knock for us locals, or EIKN, and it's been developed in any builds by FlyX Simulations. The reason this is so close to my heart is because I grew up in Ireland. I was born in Ireland, if you're not aware of that, which you probably are by the accent. And I grew up only a couple of miles from this airport. And it was built and dreamt up by a very future thinking Monsignor James Horn from Knock, who actually came up with the idea to build an airport in the middle of nowhere on the top of a hill in a bog, as any a good Irishman would think of building an airport. Just take the top off the hill and put the airport on there. And it was built back in 1985. It actually opened up in 25th of October 1985, so it was started years before that. I'm not 100% sure when exactly it started, but it was opened officially on the 25th of October 1985. You can look it up on Wikipedia, and I was there hanging on the wire looking at the plane come in on the very first day that it was opened up, along with thousands of other locals. And just to give you an idea of how crazy this airport is, and only an Irishman would come up with building it in a bog on top of a hill. I'm going to play you a quick video from the RTE archives just to show you how crazy this was.
What's happening here on the top of this bleak hillside is certainly going to come as a surprise to very many people, and some of them in quite high places. We've all heard of faith being able to move mountains, but I don't think that any of us were quite prepared for what we saw when we trudged up the side of Bornalira Hill outside Charlestown at the weekend.
Monsignor Horn, what exactly is going on here?
What do you think is going on? We're building an airport, and I hope the Department of Transport doesn't hear about it. Now, don't tell them. And we're going to have it built in a very, very short time. You see the activity that's going on here. There's another load coming now. And I think it's marvellous, aren't you?
Are you being absolutely serious about what's going on
and
here?
We have no money. But we're hoping to get it next week or the week after.
You don't really have permission, and you don't have money?
I'm not sure whether I have permission or not, but I mean, I'm going ahead anyhow, just taking a chance.
Are you trying to call somebody's bluff, or what exactly are you up to?
I'm trying to build an airport and to have it soon, because Connacht needs an airport very, very badly. See all the people that are employed around this area here. We have 600 on our list, and we're bringing them in and putting them to work as soon as possible.
Monsignor, it seems absolutely incredible that you and a handful of other people here would jump the gun, as it were, go ahead and start seriously talking about building an airport, certainly building the approach road at the moment, without having the government's full approval, without even being certain that this is a suitable location for an airport, and certainly having no commitment as to how it's going to be financed.
I have met the officials in the Ministry of Transport, and they like me very much, and I know that they won't let me down. And I think Peter's a great man too.
You have to be bluffing.
Oh, no, I wouldn't bluff. I mean, I'm very sincere, I'm a very sincere person.
And so what could one day become a busy international airport is taking shape on this hilltop. It's being built on 500 acres of land, which the people behind the venture don't own, although they do have an option on it. With money they don't have, although they do have some promises. And without any real permission, except outline planning permission that is, although the government has in fact indicated its approval in principle for a regional airport somewhere in Connacht. It may all seem a bit unorthodox, but a team of international aviation consultants has strongly recommended the building of just such an airport, and work on the site is now being supervised by a man who has wide international experience in both designing and building airports.
We want to bring Connacht into the scene of the 1980s. We're building a 7,500 foot runway, basically 150 feet wide, with a bearing strength sufficient to cater for a 737 or such a type of aircraft. This is very important, as you well imagine. We propose to have the runway lit so that we can have after sunrise, sunset operation.
Is what Ireland West Airport, Knock Airport is. Airport built in the 80s on the top of a hill in the middle of a bog. It's pretty much what sums up the airport.
Many believed it would never happen, but early this morning the first flights for Knock were on Dublin Airport's departure screens, and a check-in desk was opened for passengers, mainly press and television crews, who would be on board the first jet aircraft to land in Knock. As thousands of spectators began to arrive at Connacht Regional Airport for what has been described as one of the greatest days in the history of the west of Ireland, the flight crew were making their final preparations. The weather in Knock was hazy, but visibility seemed to be improving all the time. In Dublin, Captain Bagnall would make his decision based on the latest weather report.
And pressure 1030 decibel.
Okay, John, that's fine. We'll have an on-time departure.
An on-time departure.
The takeoff was on time, and as the St. Union flew west, the pilots made their first contact with Knock Airport. Visibility was still poor, but not bad enough to stop the landing. Just 25 minutes after leaving Dublin, the aircraft was lining up for its final approach. On the ground, the excitement increased as the aircraft was first heard and then seen flying in through the mist. This was the day the people of the West had been waiting for years. No longer would Knock be a practice ground for drivers, and Monsignor Horan was the man of the day.
We're very proud of our pilots from Mayo as well. Over here. And where are you from yourself?
They have the makings of a very fine small airport here. Many airports we operate to don't have the facilities that they appear to be providing here.
The historic first takeoff from Knock, even as the 737 disappeared into the mist as 707 was approaching. Only 15 minutes after the first plane had left, the second arrived, and another was on its way.
And to take a look at it, I'm going to jump into the sim and look at the default one in 2024, and then I'm going to install the new one from FlyX Simulations. I'm going to have a look at the difference between their rendition of the airport and the default one. What we're looking at the moment is we're looking at the road from, if I swing around here, Charlestown, which is down here, somewhere down here, all the way up towards Knock Shrine, which is actually, if we swing around here, is over here somewhere, roughly. And this is the entrance to the airport. So as you can see, the airport is on top of a hill in the middle of a bog. Is what he actually built. And we're just going to take a quick drone trip. So this is, slow it down here. So this is pretty much the entrance into Knock Airport. Get up here, and here we go. Top of the hill, we're at the airport. So this is what it really looks like in real life. As you can see, the view around here is absolutely amazing. And this is what Monsignor James Horn, his vision back in the 80s, was to build this airport, even though he had no money and no permission. But as you know, for an Irish person, that's not going to stop us from doing something. So it's not. Money doesn't come into it, and permission doesn't come into it either. So this is mainly, I would say, mostly Ryanair flies in here. I think some Aer Lingus ones as well. That's probably an Aer Lingus coming in at the moment. Well, the default one is pretty default. As you can see, you come in to, roundabout. Probably more trees than actually are here. Go into the roundabout, come in to the parking lot for the airport. You've got car hire, which is Avis, I think it is there. And then the main entrance into the airport onto the apron. And pretty much that's really what the airport is. Continue down here. I know that they've built, it's been quite a few years since I've been here, they've built more industrial warehouses and stuff here. And then continue on down right to the end of the road here, which quickly leads off into just countryside here. And a massive, you can't see it here, but I know in reality there's a massive drop off at the end of that runway. And the reason I know there's a massive drop off there is because when they were building it, we were able to come up and actually we were actually able to race up and down the runway before they opened the airport. So pretty much before it got opened, most of the locals were racing up and down here with their cars up and down the runway. And unfortunately, I think there was a couple of incidents where, if you see at the end here, I don't think it actually happened on this end, but when you come up to the end of the runway here, it's not a sheer drop off really. You go down before you hit the road, whereas if you turn around and go back onto 26 and head straight down the runway here, speed this up a bit, we'll be here all day. Right at the end of runway 26 is an actual sheer drop off here. Can't see it in the same really, but right there this drops off way down, and unfortunately somebody did sort of drive the car off the end of it at some stage before it opened up. But as you can see, it's in a bog. What we call a bog in Ireland is where we cut moss peat or turf, which we burn on the fires. So what what Monsignor Horn managed to do was take the top off the mountain or the hill, and build an airport on it. Again, everyone would say in the middle of nowhere, but since that has been built and opened, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands or millions of people have passed through it. So it would be a massive loss if this airport wasn't here for the west of Ireland. And I think it flies out from here to multiple countries now. It used to only fly around Ireland and maybe over to the UK. Ryanair then extended that. If we come in here, so the default one is pretty default. slow this down. Speed it up a bit. So as I say, you'll get the Ryanair 737s will be in here. We'd have had a 747 in here. Actually, I'm not sure whether the 747 could get in here. The 747 did land on the runway, so it's long enough for 747. And even in the last couple of years, I know they were decommissioning Airbus A380, and I think that actually landed here as well. The Airbus A380 and taxied down to the buildings, the hangars below to be decommissioned. But what's missing here, and the default one, is the tower. Also, I don't think the inside of this, I wouldn't think it's, well, I don't think it's, yeah, it's not. I wouldn't expect it to be modelled. So there's nothing modelled on the inside, and there's nothing modelled around here. So it's just bog standard default airport buildings. But that's what Knock Ireland West Airport is. Top of a hill in the middle of a bog. It's the best description for it. So what we'll do now is we'll load in the new one that I bought and have a look at that and see what's the difference in that. Okay, so here we are back in with Plyax Simulations rendition of Knock, Ireland West Airport. As you can see, even before we get in, we can see we've got extra ramps, more detail around the airport, around the hangars, more hangars. Let's drop in here. Again, we're back at the entrance into it, into the airport. Trigger happy with the drone camera. Lots of traffic up the main road here. We come in here with the drone into the main road in. You can see a lot more detail straight away, even before we get to the roundabout. Get to the roundabout here and into the main entrance, and you can see the difference. The main car park. Come in here, as I said. Oop. Oh, it's Eurocars. I thought it was Avis. Oh, it's Eurocars. Okay. Got your car rental in here, and then you've got your first car park, I think, and second There's a lot more car parks than I is here. Aqua pure water into departures and arrivals. Okay. We've got a bus stop here. So we've got the arrivals over here. Ooh, shiny car. Shiny Nissan. Normally come in through the door. It's a picture of the doors. Well, in through the door and in through the. Oh, okay. Arrivals is not. Arrivals is not modelled. Okay. Except for the air conditioners in the top. So nobody. They don't want the arrivals. Okay. So we'll go into departures then. Oh, wrong door. Into the automatic doors. So we've got departures, we do. Departures is modelled. So as you can see from the map here where Ireland West Airport flies to, as I say, it started in Ireland, goes to Boston now, I didn't even know. Fly to Boston as well. Different places in Europe, in UK, Europe, Tenerife. The departures. It's a long chat up here to, if this is the same place, restaurant should be, ooh, go through the door. Ooh, okay, that's a bit, but restaurant is modelled in, half sort of, yeah. Okay, there's a couple of doors, wacky doors, man. Okay. But this is the restaurant. Go back down to departures and see. See, she's very summery looking. There's nobody at departures, that's great. So that's the check-in, and then as far as I can remember, into the check-in through security into duty free. Do we have a duty free? We do. What have we got in duty free? There's a lot of shampoo going on here. Okay, we've got a couple of sweets. Dairy milk, Pringles, everything that you need to go. A lot of shampoo. What's going on with all the shampoo? Oh, the drinks are over on this side. Bacardi Black Label. Okay, yeah. Need a couple of those with you if you're going to Spain. More shampoo. Back into it. Lego models. A lot of Lego. Okay. Through duty free and into departures. And as you can see, it's a simple enough airport. There isn't much to it. More lady in red. What's on the board? Amsterdam. Okay. So normally it's pretty much departure lounge. Okay, she's a bit okay. And then out you go to departures and out. I've got no planes out here, only my helicopter. Nothing sending in the baggage, is there? Nope, baggage is not modelled. Arrivals, I can remember when arrivals when you got off the plane. Actually, it's still there. It's a hole in the wall, really, where you throw the bags and it comes in. We have the. I wouldn't think they have the in here modeled. No, that's into arrivals. So they've got half arrivals modeled. Okay. We go up then and into. Oh, this is Ryan. Is it a Ryanair? What's coming in? It's Ryanair. 737. I don't have Ryanair. So that probably is real-time Ryanair 737. Unfortunately, I don't have Ryanair liveries, so it's not going to show Ryanair coming in. That's cool. Let's see. Real-time plane coming in. Control is going to offload anybody, really. Hey, what are you doing? Inspecting the graphs or something? You can see it's not a big airport, but it is pretty busy with the Ryanair, keeps it pretty busy. And I have no sound at all on, do I? Have had no sound. Oh, it's all go here. Are we going to actually see anybody? I don't think we are we? Mate, you're a bit, you need to get a little bit further into the door, perhaps. Unless you expect people to jump off. Easy, easy. It's not going to go in that way. Oh, okay. You just jammed it into the plane. Nobody's coming out of that plane. I take it nobody comes out unless they have GSX or whatever it's called. What are we doing this side? Are we taking the baggage off? No, we're just aimlessly walking around. Okay, so we've got a Ryanair in, so if we continue on down past the car park. I must admit, the last time I was here was... I couldn't even tell you what year it was. I reckon it's been so long that the last time I was here, this wasn't actually here in reality. These hangars and buildings weren't here. So these are all built. I'm not sure when they were built. I wouldn't think the hangars are modelled somehow. Nope, we just got a big warehouse. Through to another big warehouse, yeah. Nobody's going to really model the inside. And we have 767 down here. I'm not sure. Do we have any signs out here who this is? No. I don't think we have any signs on the side of this building either, have we? As I say, I think there's nothing in here. I wouldn't think. No. As far as I'm aware, this is where the A380 was dismantled. Ooh, we got stuff in buildings. Just a default 767. Yeah. Cargo. As I said, this is all new. Okay, so what we have down here as we continue on down is we've got the new fire training service at the end of the runway. I'll just play a quick video of what this is actually in real life, what it looks like, which is pretty much what it looks like here in the sim. Let's go and have a look at that video.
As you can see, this is our new LPG fueled civil aircraft. It's a Boeing 737 ATR-42 hot fire training simulator. And this equipment is what we use for our airport firefighters. So where they can practice on realistic fires. God forbid, in the event of a major incident happening at the airport, that the airport firefighters are trained to a very high level. We also have a 737-300 series aircraft that we smoke log on a regular basis for evacuation at the airport.
So, taking a quick look at it from here, from night time. Coming in here at night time into it. They're pretty well lit up. I'm actually getting another Ryanair coming in as well. Busy today. In on level, not level, runway 8. I've got 2 Ryanairs in there and another one coming in. So the night lighting looks pretty nice on it. We can get around here. Looks well lit up. Couldn't imagine you need a massive big bus here to get pretty much can walk in. Oh, he's landed, he's parked in my flipping helicopter. Dude, you ran over my helicopter. Oh man. This isn't easy. You see, oh, they do have passengers. I don't know where they're going because the door through my helicopter. Seriously? And into a plane with no door open. I suppose that's because GSX, I don't have a GSX profile for it. Okay, so they do have, but I think we got another one coming in. We did have another one coming in. Oh, he's gone off the other way. So, well lit up at night. And the restaurant. We shoot over the other side and see. We've got the rental places lit up as well, and the car park. All looks pretty nice with the lighting. The runway lighting looks a bit weird looking. And we have yet another Ryanair coming in. This could be a go around. Oh. Nice landing. It looks really nice at night time with the night lights. The only thing I did notice is, and maybe the developer can change it, you look at the registration numbers, GB, Or not Great Britain, it's the Republic of Ireland. So I'm not sure why they have imported all the British cars in here to Ireland West Airport. we literally have no Irish cars here. It's all Great Britain. They're going through the whole car park. Nah. Looks like they've dumped all the Great Britain cars over here, or else they've ran all the Irish out of Ireland and the Great Britain has pulled in here. Oh, I can't find any Irish car in the car park at all. Great Britain, Great Britain. So maybe it might be an idea maybe to maybe put a Irish car in the Irish car park, maybe. I take it must be just that they're all default British cars. But having said that, the night lighting looks really nice. Very nice, actually. It's none of those stupid little Asobo things hanging in mid-air. Nope, there's not. There's actually lights. Spotlights. Cool. So the night lighting is really good. I wonder, can you see everybody in there? You can. It's all lit up inside. If you actually go in, she's still inside in her red dress. She's very happy looking. And that looks really nice from outside. We should have that other Ryanair coming up the runway again, I take it. Yeah. I'm not sure whether there should be 3 Ryanairs in here at the same time. Maybe there is. There's not going to be much more room for anyone else coming in. And that Ryanair just vanishes. You gotta love Asobo and their default planes AI. And if we go into the tower at night, what do we see from in here? Into the tower. Ooh, very bright in here. Very, very bright. Extremely bright. Turned on the lights in here. Need a dimmer switch in the tower, maybe. Go outside. Yeah, it's very bright in here during night time. That's cool. I think I seen the building. Yeah, the building lights up in there. I seen the lights. Switch back to daytime, real time, Ireland West. I'll put a link in the description below where you can download it. I think it was 24 Australian dollars, something like that. But that is pretty good rendition of Ireland West Knock Airport. Again, an airport in the middle of a bog on top of a hill. But the west of Ireland would be lost without it. So we'll leave it at that, and I used to live over here in the distance a bit. Definitely worth getting it if you have any Irish or Ireland connection to the west of Ireland, but definitely worth getting it for the price.